Alright, I'm gonna try to talk a little bit louder. My voice is super dried out. I've been sober for 7 days, and first time in my life, really. I would never drink the day before I had my son, or like I would never drink on shift or on duty or whatever. But alcohol tends to relax me. I tend to live a pretty stressful life in general. Life stresses me out. I try to live a Zen life, but anyways, I wanted to roll into one other blue collar Batman story while I was kind of while I'm driving. I'm outside DC right now. I'm going to the Nigerian consulate tomorrow, or the embassy, depending on what they have, or Monday, depending on if they're open, to submit a proposal to help them form the Foreign Legion. But anyway, so I was running this bar, the door of this bar, me and this black dude, Sly, and like four other black dudes, all badass brothers from like, most of them from LA, um, were security for this bar called Black, which is funny. But and it was owned by these skater dudes, like a couple pro skaters, like Tony Hawk's son would be in there. I think he married Nirvana guy's son or his daughter, and so it was like this whole scene. This is like 10 years ago. I was still married. It was like our second year of marriage, and yeah, so like I was running the door, but I was the roamer. I would check the IDs. There were like 700 to 900 folks in there, like every Friday, Saturday night, just wall to wall, fucking huge patio. Cool ass fucking crowd, like mixed as fuck, because it was like pro skaters, so it was like hip hop and rockers and fucking, all types, and usually like 21 to 35 young crowd, super like art, fashion forward, like, so it was cool to work there because it was like always interesting to people watch and fucking get to know the regs and shit. And obviously there was just like a smoke show crowd of like beautiful women, but I was married and I didn't know at the time that being married was like a challenge for them. Like I didn't know. I don't cheat on my partners, and I don't associate or date people that are in relationships or married. Like I didn't know so many people are so trashy, and like, so my wedding ring, like every night it was the first time bouncing or running a door where I'd been married, and it was like fucking chick magnet or whatever. They would see it, they'd be like, oh my god, you're married and all this shit, and like girls would I'd had girls like write their number on a receipt before and just like stick it in my pocket or whatever. But this ring was like, I don't know. It was weird, and honestly, I found it tacky, and I would just throw their numbers out. And at the time, other chicks I had photographed way back or whatever would find out I was working, because I'd post that I was working this club, and then they would see that online. They'd know I was married. They would show up there and be like, oh, yeah, I'm just out with my friends. Oh, nice to run into you. Oh, yeah, you're married now, huh? Or whatever, like. And then it's funny because a couple of them I hit up, and they were like searching, like they wanted to be like the home wrecker, and I was like, yo, I'm like, lock the fuck down. But then like a few years went by, and then I was like single again, and I hit them up, just ghosted, like they were like not interested or whatever, and I was like, damn, so these chicks just wanted to be the home wrecker, and I was like, that's fucking fucked up. I don't know what happened to them when they were young. Maybe it was something, or they just had like weird fucking parents or something. But I don't know. Anyways, so I'm working the door with Sly, and I was the roamer, so I would go check the block. Like it was on this corner, and there was a side street right off Santa Monica Boulevard. Like hot fucking Hollywood, crazy, like on the thuggish side, though, south East Hollywood. Back then it was like, it's totally fucking gentrified now. This was fucking over 10 years ago. It was sketch. Like there was a fucking working corner, like blocks of like, you know, trans streetwalker women and all this stuff. Like it was crazy. And there was always fucking Norteños and 13s cruising by, blasting fucking graph, and like East Hollywood is close to East LA. It's very, you know, it's a fucking thing. Like it's LA. Like shit goes down. There were stabbings and shootings outside that bar when we were working there. There was a stabbing inside one time. When we were on the radio, we all ran in. Some customer had already grabbed the one guy with the knife and held him. We two of us just jumped on him, got the knife out of his hand. It wasn't that bad of a stabbing, but it was like, it's a fucking stabbing, right? So LAPD's got to come, we write the reports, all that shit. Anyways, I was out front, and Sly was over by the door. It had slowed down. I think it might have just been a Thursday or something, or it was like already full. You know, it was that time where like 12:30 when everyone's inside. There's no line anymore. And I happened to come to check the corner like every 45 seconds or so. I'd walk to the corner, check it, then I'd go back to check him. He would go inside, check the front. Even though we had radios, it's always visual. Like you're just always, all four senses or whatever are working all the time, five senses. And so I happened to hear the back door. There's a side gate, like emergency exit. Most people didn't exit it, and most of the time there was a guard at that door, but sometimes he would roam to check the bathrooms and shit, and people would pop it. You were supposed to go out the front. Like we didn't let anybody unless it was an emergency, or like some chick was like, oh, I really gotta go get my Uber, and then we popped the door for her, right? And so I heard it though, and I went and I looked down, and there was this dude, like 5'8", Latino, light-skinned guy, and a chick, and he had her like by the arm, like fucking holding her arm, and like the other hand like kind of on her hip, like above her thing, and he's walking her like forcefully down the street, and they already got like 15 steps, because I heard it, and then I went around the corner, and they were like, and I was like, hey, and fucking they, you know, he stops, and she turns around, and I pull out my flashlight, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? He's like, oh, don't worry about it, mind your own business, bro. And he's like this Mexican or Latino guy or whatever. And I gave him a second, like out of respect, because if it was like a couple, you know, and they were like, just, she was talking to some guy, or he wanted to like, they wanted to sort out the thing. So I was like, all right. So I kind of turned the corner, and I'm listening, and she's like, oh, fuck, snap. I hear like her spazzing a little bit. And then he's got her up against the wall. He kind of like pushed her up against the wall or something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but he got physical with her. And then I come back around the corner, and I see it, and I'm like, she's kind of fighting him off a little bit. And I was like, hey, motherfucker, back up. And he was like, huh? He's like, mind your own, I just told you. I was like, no, motherfucker. He said, mind your own business, dude, whatever. And I was like, no, motherfucker, this is my business. This is my block. This is our block. Like, step the fuck back. And I think Sly had gone in, so he didn't hear me. Because normally, like, you hear a bouncer raise their voice, like you're fucking on that shit. And he doesn't. He doesn't even let her go. So I get close. I got like 3 feet from them. And I put my hand on my pepper spray, and I pull my pepper spray out, and I got my finger on the thing. I'm just about to dose him in the face. And he kind of lets her go. And I go, hey, miss, are you okay? And she just like doesn't say a word. And I'm like, do you know this guy? What's his name? And she's like, it's Chris or whatever. And I was like, hey, Chris, this is what's gonna happen, dude. She's gonna walk around that corner to my guy at the front. She's gonna get an Uber home, okay? And if you fucking move towards me or towards her, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you. And then he knew I was like, not some random white dude standing next to a bar. Like, that for me would have been fun. Like, now I have a reason. Like, he's already gotten physical with her. Like, I want to beat a dude's ass that treats women badly, right? Like, now I have a fucking excuse. And I just stood there, and I was like, hey, darling, walk to the corner, walk down back to the front of the bar, step inside the thing, call your Uber, and you're staying there. I'm sorry, but even if you have friends in there, I have to see you get in an Uber right now. You can call them while you're there if they want to meet you at the front, jump in the same Uber or whatever, but like, I gotta get you off my property for your own safety against this motherfucker right here. And she was like, all right. And she fucking walked out. I never saw her again. And it wasn't that big of a deal in that moment. Like, he hadn't like fully physically assaulted her. He had like yanked her arm up and down, and like I had seen his hand go towards her throat and stuff. You know, I didn't see him backhand or anything. Like, he was in those actions. Like, it was like really close. It was like a struggle basically. But at the time, you know, it hadn't become like a full physical assault. And if it had, I would have just tackled him straight to the ground, fucking roped him up, put him in cuffs, and called fucking 911 and like, get this motherfucker out of here. You know? So there's those fine lines where you know, it's in between something that we can make an arrest for, or it's just like a situation like that. But yeah, you know, there's a lot of them. So there's going to be a lot of these stories. I'm writing a book called Blue Collar Batman. That was just one that popped up where I wanted to talk about it while I was driving through DC. Gotta catch my exit. Love y'all.